The ingredients for all those lamb shank recipes are the same. This one is made with Michelin star chef tricks. This one you get in a French bistro. That's not so good, but it is what you get if you follow recipes from books or the internet. I don't want that. I want those lamb shanks for every day and those ones for special occasions. They're both perfected with the true art of slow cooking, and they're easy, but you need to know a few tricks, a bit of chemistry and a few techniques, and you will cook those lamb shanks which you otherwise only get in a Michelin star restaurant. What qualifies me to say that? Well, I worked in some, I managed some, and I owned my own Michelin star restaurant, and today I pass you on those secrets. So let's get cooking.
Okay.
But there's more flavour with that one. You need a really nice bottle of red wine to go with that. And this one, dog.
First I show you lamb shanks from books or the internet, purely for you to see why they're never great. I get a pan. Recipes usually say oil, but I use butter because it's better. Shanks in. I roasted them golden brown. I also never dust them with flour either. It's just a hindrance, because I want to brown the meat and not the flour. And would I add too much flour, the sauce will end up too thick. Plus the flour particles are very small and they sink to the bottom. They get trapped in the small grooves of the pot, which then ends up burning. I took the lamb shanks out. I browned some vegetables. I explain it out better in a second. Shanks back in, cooking liquids lit on the stovetop or in the oven at a high heat and cook till they almost fall apart. Now what is rarely mentioned is that I should have placed the meat on the bottom, the vegetables and the cooking liquids on the top to avoid dry meat surfaces. Then when the meat is soft, I took it out. But you see, the shanks fall apart because I messed up the most crucial slow cooking technique. Because I should have avoided excessive heat. Boiling hot temperatures denature the meat fibers. It dries the meat excessively. Also, the sauce issue is never really explained either. Most times it's too thin where it does not hold on to the wet meat. Other authors then thicken the sauce that it's close to liquid plaster just for the sake of it holding on to the meat. It's heartbreaking because literally everything has gone wrong. All that could have been avoided with one or two different cooking techniques, and you end up with that. One step further and you get that. I'll be honest, I had my fair share of those shanks too, but one day I learned to make them better, and that was simply by cooking them on a lower temperature, because what I got wrong was the high heat pushed some of the collagen, which turned into gelatin, out of the meat and into the sauce. Not the worst thing, I agree, but unfortunately with high heat the muscles separate because there's no gelatin left to hold them together. So I show you what the lower cooking temperature will do. Basically the shanks will never boil, they just poach. With my last version I go even lower. Then a completely different magic will happen. But first I need to tell you what types of shanks I use. Leg shanks. Better value, better looks. Shanks from the shoulder are too thin and too bony. Shanks from the legs are superior in texture. They look better too. I like the look of legs. I like good looks too. So shanks from the legs, it is for me. Back to my bistro style lamb shanks. I got a pot, butter, I browned them all around. This is harder on shanks than for example on a slow cook, and that's why I used brown stock to cook them. I removed them, I browned some onions and garlic, I added some carrots and celery, mushrooms too, golden brown, peppercorns, thyme, parsley stalk, and a bit of tomato paste, white wine for acidity, and brown stock to compensate for the little roasting, and then into the pot, upright, just big enough to fit them all in, so they don't fall apart or fall over. I covered all the meat with stock and vegetables, but not the bone. Next tin foil, and into the oven at 120 to 125 degrees Celsius for 3 to 4 to 5 hours. Never boiling, just poaching. It's called slow cooking for a reason, and that is where the secret lies. But it gets much better in a minute. But when the meat was soft, they were far from being finished. I could further improve those shanks and achieve a juicier meat. Sure, you heard that slow cooks taste better the next day. Why is that? Because heat contracts meat fibers, and when the meat chills, the meat fibers relax, and the meat starts to absorb some of the cooking juices. So get juicier meat. That's a trick that improves all your slow cooks. But there's a bit more to this. So you see, they don't fall apart like the first lot. After reheating and glazing, which I'll show you in a minute, they were incredibly sticky and tender with a sauce to die for. Oh, the sauce, well, we get there in a minute too. First, I wanted to show you those. I started them by getting them into shape. I pushed the meat down, I cleaned the bone, I flattened the knuckle so that the shank can stand upright on the plate. Muslin cloths to shape it and wrap it tight. Tin foil over the bone so it doesn't discolor. I did not roast them, because I'll show you how to fix that later. Like before, I fried onions and garlic golden, carrots, celery, mushrooms, then peppercorns, thyme and parsley, tomato paste, white wine and stock, paper cartouche, into the oven at 85 degrees Celsius for 12 to 14 hours. I know I have some explaining to do, but before I do that, I want to show you today's side vegetables. I made fondant potatoes. You could also serve mashed potatoes, and I do have 2 great videos on my channel about both of them. I'll place you the link below. Fondant artichokes, fondant fennel, fennel shallots, and comfy garlic, which are all added to the potatoes halfway through. Next, gremolata, to give my shanks an Italian twist. Think ossobuco. Gremolata is usually served in the hollow bone. It would not work here, so I stuffed it into some vegetables. My gremolata is a bit more refined. For that, I blanched some parsley, flat leaf, I refreshed it, I chopped it, I chopped some raw curly parsley too, because curly parsley tastes a bit stronger and more peppery than flat leaf, lemon zest and chopped garlic. I simmered both for 3 to 4 minutes in some olive oil. I mixed it with salt and pepper. I filled that into my peeled and hollowed out tomatoes, hollowed out mushrooms and zucchini, which I boiled for 2 to 3 minutes in water so they don't break that easy when I hollow them out. And a little into my artichoke fondants too, so it's all done. The shanks I took out after a night of resting in the fridge. I warmed the stock, I removed the shanks, I unwrapped them and reduced the stock. But before that, I strained it through a cloth to remove any impurities. So let's summarize. High temperature with slow cooks has several problems. Low temperatures avoid the collagen from departing from between the muscles. Lower cooking temperatures holds the gelatins between the muscles or in the meat and stops them from falling apart. Collagen, like gelatin, normally just dissolves at low temperatures, like we see in fish. However, land animals live in a less dense environment. Collagen in land animals also contains elastin. Elastin barely breaks down under such cooking methods and usually stays back as gristle. That also helps stabilizing the gelatin, and it absorbs some of the meat juices during cooking and creates a jelly-like texture. You see, it's all so simple when you know. So to finish them, I heated my oven. Yes, of course, my sauce now did not have the same amount of gelatin, but that could be easily fixed with a few sheets of gelatin. And this way I achieved the best of both methods. I browned the shanks in the oven, they even crisped me a bit. Remember, I said I'd brown them later. Plus the sauce will stick much better to dry meat. For the 120-degree version, I would just dry them and then coat them with the sticky sauce. For my 85-degree version, I glazed and dried again and again till it looked like that. And halfway through, I heated my vegetables too. The remaining sauce I finished with some butter, and it was time to plate and taste compare them. And if you wonder how to make those little Parmesan crisps, then check out my video on lobster mac and cheese. Okay, so today it's lamb shanks. My wife is gonna test them with me and tell us which one is the winner. So same recipe, just 3 different cooking methods.
Okay.
So I don't know how big the difference is going to be.
Well, by looking at them, this one's already disintegrated. And this one's got a great shape.
Yes.
Just saying by observation, if that means anything.
Yes.
Having not seen the preparation, the video,
As you never do.
as I never do, so I come in with no idea whatsoever.
It just appears when the food is on the table, isn't it?
Anyway, these are very pretty, I must say.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this. That's beautiful.
Vegetables with.
Does that take you very long to do that?
Oh yeah, but nothing else.
So have a look. I hope you showed them how to do that in the video.
Yes, I did.
You did. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, your party gets to be very impressed. I'm impressed.
Okay. Okay, start one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And just rip it apart.
Yep.
And
Okay.
then just.
It's going to fall off the bone nicely.
Yes.
That's part of the dish, isn't it? What's the name of the dish?
So it's lamb shank.
Lamb shanks. Yeah, I've had your lamb shanks before. They are very, very good.
Yeah.
Always very delicate. I had to chew it. I don't usually have to chew your lamb shanks.
You don't have to chew them.
I had to chew that a little bit.
It's a bit dry.
I had to work a bit. Yeah, it's a little bit dry, surprisingly. Normally it falls off the bone, which it is doing. It's a little bit dry for you.
Okay. For my
I hope that wasn't the good one. Anyway,
Alright,
2 more. 1 down, 2 to go.
Let's try the next one.
The next one. And let's see how this falls away. It's interesting because that's already fallen away, but it's dry. Anyway. Oh, that cuts nice. Nice and gently. Much better.
Is it?
Yeah.
In which way?
Just more delicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, just melts in your mouth. Well, not it breaks away in your mouth. This one I had to use my teeth. This one you could just one bite and it's broken away in your mouth. And the flavour is better because you're not tasting the dryness. Yeah, that one's definitely better than that one.
Yeah.
Heaps better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my favourite. I'll be done
that
now.
one cooked in a high heat. That's cooked on 120 degrees.
Is that a low heat?
Yeah, it's sort of just below boiling.
Is it lower than that one?
Much lower, yes.
Okay, yes. Just to clarify for people out there like me who...
And now let's taste the last one and see how that goes.
Can I have a bit more of this one first?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'll come to this one. I don't want to get disappointed. All right. That's richer in flavour.
Yeah?
You need a really nice bottle of red wine to go with that.
Which we do have. But...
Yeah, not at this time in the morning. This has got a lot more flavour. The meat has more flavour.
Yeah?
I was thinking sauce, but they've all got the same sauce, haven't they?
Yeah.
So let me just try this one again. Heaps more flavour in that one.
Yeah? What about the texture? Is it?
That one is very soft.
Yeah.
This one's very soft.
All right.
And this one is soft as well. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
But there's more flavour with that one.
Great.
Yeah. And this one, dog. She's going to be happy
The dog.
because it's too chewy. Chewy goes the dog.
Turn it into sort of a pasta sauce or stew. I mean, what does a dog need to get in this house?
Well, it's just we spoil our dog.
Like you spoil a dog.
She's lost weight though.
Yeah, because you went on holidays. That's
Okay.
the reason the dog loses weight in this house. Anyway, should we taste the vegetables?
That's not quite true. Oh, taste the vegetables, yes.
Yes.
All right. Onion? Oh, garlic. Love garlic.
It's shallots.
That was garlic, wasn't it?
No, there was a shallot.
Oh, okay. Is that the garlic?
Yes.
Right. The shallot was really nice. Okay, I'll try the garlic now.
You can see my wife's not very much into it.
Oh, it's definitely garlic, that one.
Yeah?
Yeah. I should have, it's very powerful garlic too.
That's artichokes, would you like?
Oh, really? Seasoned for artichokes. I love artichokes. I love them. Artichoke.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, very nice.
So what's the winner?
Those two. For people who like a strong flavour, look, if you like strong flavour, definitely this one.
So it was red wine, a great bottle of red wine.
Great bottle of red wine. But for people who like something bland, because I brought up in England, we had bland food. I like this one because I like it bland, but I'd say that one's better for the majority.
So I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out my video on 3 steak sauces where you learn loads more about how to perfect your sauce.
Is it all from the same animal?
Yes.
These 3 pieces? Okay, that makes...
No, two pieces are from the same animal.
Oh, sorry. It's not possible to get 3.
I've never seen a lamb with 3 legs, but...
Oh, okay. I'm not thinking about which body part it is.